Hello folks, welcome back to the Only Honda Snowblower channel on YouTube. Today I've got a broken gearbox, auger gearbox that goes between your augers. And I get upset about this because 90% of the time this is avoidable. And I'll show you later on in this video how to avoid this to happen. And the main thing, the preventive maintenance is more important actually than this repair. I see a bunch of these during the winter and the shops see a lot more. It's pretty pricey to repair. They don't sell the gearboxes, so they have to be rebuilt. So if they have to take them off the machine and dismantle it and check all the bearings and replace the bearings and the oil seals and the shaft, in this case the shaft is broken. Right here, here's a new shaft that I'm going to install. And this one here, this is about $110 USD plus tax. It's a lot more in Canada. And a lot of times in my experience, you only have to replace this if it's broken. So that's what we're going to do today. It could be something more damage in the gearbox, but what I usually see is that it's just the gear shaft that has to replace. So I'm going to show you how to remove this and how to install the new one. You only need a couple tools. It's not too difficult. It'll probably take you more time to remove the auger assembly and remove the gearbox from the augers than it does to repair this. So let's get started. The tools you're going to need are a screwdriver, because this is called a dust cap, and you can remove it with prying it off with a screwdriver. So there's a slot in the gearbox that you can put the screwdriver to pry it off, and you can reuse this. It's not an oil seal, so you can remove this. If you have to replace it because it's damaged, it's about $8 or $9, okay? So let me get the camera close to the gearbox here so I can show you better what I'm doing. Okay, here's the gearbox. I put it in a vise. Hopefully it'll be easier for me to do this in the vise with one hand holding the camera, folks. But this inside here, there's an oil seal. And what you're going to need to remove the oil seal is a pick. I've got this heavy duty pick made in the USA. Let me see if I can get it out. Okay, I got the oil seal out. Now you always want to change this, because when you're removing it, you probably damaged it by removing it. So you can get the oil seal online or the Honda dealer. It's about $8. So you always want to replace that. I've got a new one right here. Now what you have to do, can you see it? There's a C-clamp, a C-clip in here. You can see where I have to get some snap ring pliers, and I've got these straight snap ring pliers that I'm going to put on the ends of the C-clip. Let's see if I can do this. Come on, baby. Get in those slots. Okay, once you get them in the slots, then you... Oh, almost. Come on. It's hard to do this with one hand. Okay. There you go. See? So I got the C-clip out. This is why I use a magnetic tray, so that I can keep all the metal parts in the tray. So I got the C-clip clip out. Now I can take it out of my trusty vise and put it on this other table. And here's your broken gear shaft. Now I'll tell you later on how we can prevent this, okay? Let me see, I could get a hammer. Okay, so it comes right out. Here's the bearing on the end. Now let me look at this bearing. The bearing's stuck on there pretty good. Earlier, I did the same thing to this gearbox and removed the bearing and cleaned it all up. And after you put it in, you can do this before you put it in. You can put some anti-seize grease. I use copper anti-seize grease on the shafts, and I'll show you why in a minute. Let's put this back. Let's put this new shaft in this gearbox. Let me put it in the vise. I gotta get I want to push this gear in, so I'm gonna get a paint stirrer stick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I pushed the bearing in. Now I can put the C-clip back in there. Push the C-clip back on so it goes into the slot. And once it's in the slot, then you can put your new oil seal. I should have lubricated the shaft. Okay, I got the new oil seal, and then I can push this in with the paint stick. Okay, so now I got the oil seal back in. Now I can put my cam locks back on. You want to use the original Honda OEM pin, and you want to use a new cotter pin. So then we're pretty much done. All you have to do is put the cam locks back on. And let me show you why this happens. Let's take this out of the... So I got my new gear shaft in here. And what happens is, I got my auger out. I clean this out. I clean the shaft out because it's got rust in there. What happens is that over years, water gets in there and rusts up the shaft. The shaft gets all rusty, and then this gearbox shaft will weld itself in there. It won't turn freely. With the auger shear pin out, you want the augers to spin freely. So an easy way to test to see if your augers need servicing, which I'll post a link to a video at the end of this, you remove your auger shear pins, and you want to make sure that your augers spin freely. Now if they don't, they need some lubrication. You can take the bolt out on the side of the bucket and spray some penetrating oil in this hole. This works on the HS models. It's not for the HSS models. It works for the HS models. You can spray some lubricant, penetrating oil. You remove the bolt, spray it in there, let it percolate for a while, and then try moving your augers again. And once they move freely and spin freely, then you can reinstall your auger shear pins, okay, folks? So that's the main part, is the prevention, okay? You want to prevent this from happening. You want to every couple years, you want to, if you're replacing a shear pin, make sure that the augers spin. If they don't, then you can take out that bolt and spray some penetrating oil in there and get them spinning, okay? So if you do that every couple years, every time you change a broken auger shear pin, you'll be good. You know, you'll be good. This is not going to happen to you. This probably won't happen. The only other reason this happens is when people use a hardware bolt in there instead of the boss pin. Now I've seen that happen too. They'll put a hardware bolt in there in this hole, and then it doesn't break when it should, and then the shaft breaks. But mainly it's because this has gotten all rusty, and it practically welded itself onto the auger. So, you know, it's a really good idea to check that and service the augers, you know, once in a while. We've got a video at the end that will show you how to do that. So I appreciate you watching. I hope this saved you a ton of money. It'd probably save you several $100s over the dealer if you can do this yourself. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.